All right, we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fourth and final segment, which is going to be talking about the huge breaking news that happened last night in the world of baseball. Jordan Montgomery, the biggest free agent on the market by far at this point in the offseason, has finally signed right before opening day, and he is signing with, surprise, surprise, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, I did not have the Diamondbacks on my radar for this at all. I've said multiple times now I thought it would be the Angels or the Red Sox on a long-term deal, and it was not a long-term deal, and it was not those teams. So I did not do very well with those predictions, but hopefully I do better with the predictions I just said. So, yeah. So the deal is 2 years, $25 million each year. There are some vesting options that come with it. But overall, from my scope of things, it is a 2-year, $50 million deal. If he pitches 10 games this year, it is going to be an option for next year that he will have to be on the team. So he'll unlock a player option, I should say. So, yeah. So let's go over the exact details of this contract. Overall, what are my thoughts on the signing? I think it's an amazing signing, honestly. It's incredible. So we'll talk about that obviously after. So the deal is pending a physical, obviously, and so the second-year player option is at $20 million if Montgomery makes 10 starts. Be $22.5 million if he makes 18 starts, and $25 million at 23 starts. So it should be somewhere from 22.5 to 25. I imagine he'll make more than 10 starts, but we don't know how his rehab's going to go from not pitching in spring training. So we'll see about that. But let's assume that it is going to be 1-year deal worth $25 million, and then we have the options the next year. So it's based out on a 1-year deal, and then he has a big player option next year. So if he's good, he'll probably opt out, and if he's not, he'll not. So yeah, so overall thoughts on this deal for first the Diamondbacks. I think it's an absolutely incredible deal. I mean, they came out of nowhere and just swooped him up. Like, wow. I know there was very little rumors about them. There was one rumor where Jim Bowden mentioned them as a team of interest, but I didn't think they'd actually pull the trigger. Like, wow. Now, I think this makes their pitching staff one of the best in baseball by far. Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez when he gets healthy, Brandon Pfaadt, wow, is that incredible. Just absolutely insane. So, yeah, that top four is just, it's just wow. Honestly, that's the only word to describe it, just wow. I think Eduardo Rodriguez and Jordan Montgomery could both be solid number twos for any team, and that they're 3 and a 4. I think that shows how great of pitching depth the Diamondbacks have. So I think it was an outstanding signing for the Diamondbacks, seeing that they needed more pitching depth. They went out and got the top starting pitcher on the market, and a great move by them, and something that is very exciting if you're a Diamondbacks fan. They're showing they obviously want to win and want to make it back to the World Series. They're carrying a organizational high payroll of all time. So they obviously want to win, and they see this young core. They see what's there, and I think it's an amazing deal. And if he's bad, you move on and after 2 years, and if he's good, he's amazing, and you try to make the playoffs again. So, yeah, I think it's an outstanding deal for Arizona. For Jordan Montgomery himself, I think it's also an incredible deal. Off the field part, I'm not sure how it's going to work because I've talked a lot about him living in Boston in the offseason. That's one of the reasons I had him pegged to the Red Sox. But now I think going to the Diamondbacks, I think it's still an incredible move. Overall, he's going to a team that has shown they can win on the highest stage. They've shown that they are a championship contending team. They just made the World Series last year. They did lose in 5, yes, but they seemed only getting better with it being younger. So I think that him going here is a great match for the team and for the player, and I think it's a way of showing teams that he is that guy and he is what he showed last year, and that wasn't a fluke what he did in the playoffs. I mean, he just beat the Diamondbacks in the playoffs last year, and now he's going to them. So I think it was a great job by the Diamondbacks to see a need and fill in the player, and I think it was a great job by Montgomery to wait it out and get to go to a team like the Diamondbacks, who are incredible and are a World Series contender. Now, the questions that arise from me from this are, what's happening with Eduardo Rodriguez? Now, I've talked about the Diamondbacks a lot at this show. I've talked a lot about how I love their offseason, and them signing Eduardo Rodriguez was one of the big reasons I did love their offseason. I think that was an amazing signing. I think he makes this team a lot better. And overall, I don't know what this signing means for Eduardo Rodriguez and how hurt he is. He had a lat strain in spring training, and he is going to start the season on the IL. He may miss a few weeks or so, but signing Montgomery, is he Eduardo Rodriguez fix? He's a short-term deal for a lefty, and is he that fix? I don't know. But so I think the wondering right now is how hurt is Eduardo Rodriguez, and will he come back? And I assume he'll come back, but do they know something we don't? And right now, I think if you're the Diamondbacks, when you have one of the better rotations in all of the league when Eduardo Rodriguez does come back, as I stated before, Zach Gallen, certified ace, Merrill Kelly, amazing pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, great pitcher, Jordan Montgomery, great pitcher, Brandon Pfaadt, great young pitcher. There's no real holes in that starting rotation, and I think that Montgomery is an amazing add to that and shows that they are trying to win. And I think this just makes them such a better team, so much of a better team. So a very big fan of this deal for them, and yeah, I'm very excited for them. So thing is now, what's going to happen with long term? Are you going to try to extend Montgomery if he's good, or is this just a short-term fix? I would assume it's a short-term fix, as they do have some pitching prospects coming up the ladder. Guys like Dre Jamison, who just got out for this. He just got out for the year with Tommy John last year, so I think he'll be another big addition to this pitching staff when he does get healthy next year. But other than that, I think there's a lot of other young pitchers that are willing to play big roles with Arizona as well. I mean, next year you should have, assuming Montgomery leaves, you should have now Gallen, Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez, Brandon Pfaadt, and then Dre Jamison. So you don't really need to extend Montgomery long term. I think short term he's a great fix with the injuries you've suffered now with mainly Eduardo Rodriguez, who I've stated 5 million times now over the course of this segment. So I think it's an amazing signing by Arizona, really solidifies that rotation and just gives them so much more depth. And as we've seen, pitching wins in the playoffs, which the Diamondbacks are geared towards right now. And Montgomery has shown he is a playoff hero, doing that last year with the Rangers. So, yeah, overall, very excited for him and very excited for the Diamondbacks to add a player of this caliber. So, yeah, I think it was an overall amazing signing and great job with the Diamondbacks to see a need, see a player still out there on market, and capitalize on it and get him. So how much better does it make them right now? I think it makes them a lot better. As I've stated, I think it brings them a lot more depth to that rotation, a lot more legitimacy, and makes them, in my opinion, one of the better rotations in the entire league. I don't know how many rotations in the league can go up to them with just those 5 pitchers. Like stepping up to them with, what team has 5 better pitchers than them? So I don't know of many. So I think this makes them a lot better, and I think the rotation is absolutely immaculate and an amazing signing by them. Now, just a little NL West overview. Do I think it makes them better than the Dodgers? No, I don't. The Dodgers are so good. I mean, we know this. Do I think it makes them better than the Giants and Padres? No, because I think they're already better than Giants and the Padres. And I think adding Montgomery now just solidifies that. I think they'll be a high 90s win team. I think they'll clearly get the number 4 seed right now, fighting with the Phillies for it. So, yeah, I'm super excited for Montgomery. I think it was a great spot he landed. I think it was a great place for both player and team, and overall, just an outstanding signing for both sides. And I think the Diamondbacks did a really good job signing him. Scott Boras now has struck out 4. He's now 0 for 4 with his Boras 4 team. So, not great if I was him. He didn't get a long-term contract with any of them. Are we going to see effects of that going into next year with big-time Boras clients, including Snell and Montgomery, who are going to be out there next year, including Chapman, who's going to be out there again. Bellinger might be as well. So, I think it's very interesting to see what Scott Boras' future is and see if this offseason does affect him. So, yeah. I want to go over 2 quick things before we do get out of here. Usually we do a end of the show segment where I talk about some minor moves that have happened. So, of course, today I don't do that. There are a lot of moves happening. So first, I wanted to talk about them quickly before we get out of here. It's not exactly related to Montgomery, but it's still news I want to talk about, and I wanted to throw in the show. So, first off, John Birdie got traded to the Yankees today. a really good addition to the Yankees, in my opinion. I think he brings a lot of versatility to that team. He's a great bench bat, and right now with LeMahieu being hurt, I think he'll probably fiddle in as a really nice third baseman and will be a nice stopgap for there until LeMahieu is back healthy. So I think that was a great trade by them. Didn't give up much on an 18-year-old outfielder who they could always develop, but I mean, you can say that about any 18-year-old. So I think it was a great trade by the Yankees to get some more depth at that lineup, and with injuries right now. The Dodgers, they extended their catcher Will Smith to 10 years, $140 million. If the contract is just structured as flat as $14 million per year, I think that's an outstanding deal. He was going to be a free agent. He only had 2 years left in his deal, so I think extending him now is amazing. And it's a little long term for a catcher whose knees usually give out as they get older, but even so, $14 million is not much, and he'll always be an amazing hitter, enough to be a DH type player, and you could always move him to first or the outfield or something if it's possible. So I think that was an outstanding move by the Dodgers to extend Will Smith. I frankly think 140 is a steal for a player of his caliber. So yeah, I just wanted to get those two things out of the way and just talk about them right now. So yeah, I think those were great moves by both teams, and going off of great moves, I think it's with Montgomery as well, because that was also a great move. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching here. Thank you so much for watching my prediction special. Really happy with how this turned out, and I did a lot of work on making these predictions, so hopefully you guys enjoy them. Make sure to comment on this video. Tell me what you disagree with and what you agree with. But yeah, next show tomorrow will be a big show. We're talking about my standings predictions and also World Series predictions, and also previewing opening day, which is tomorrow. Woohoo, let's go. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Opening day. Waited so long for this. My Mets already got postponed, but not a huge deal. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, on Friday now, I'll watch them. It's not a big deal. So yeah, very excited to watch opening day. Very excited to see what happens with all the teams. So yeah, really excited to see that, and want to say thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to follow us anywhere you can get content and updates. That is Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. We'll have a nice day, guys, and we'll see you at Baseball Thread us tomorrow. Bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go.